If it's got zombies, I'll play it. The Reanimated global event is here. I'm gonna give you 8 builds, enough for a full week of fun, to help you farm XP and earn red stars to get the best gear in the game. This video is part 1, and it has your first 4 builds for the event. The Reanimated global event is here. It only runs 1 week per season.
So 7 days to this very hour?
In case you've been off planet, activating this global event in your season menu transforms Washington, D.C. into Zombieland.
There are 3 things I love in this world. Kylie Minogue,
Killing zombies,
Suck on me!
And twins. Parties that never end. And twins.
Here's what you need to know. You must activate the event in your season menu. Kill NPCs with a headshot, or they'll zombie up and shoot you in the rear. The event buffs your headshot damage in a major way. Also, headshot kills releases a green cloud that is corrosive to them and heals you, while buffing your handling. Headshot kills give bonus XP. You get even more bonus XP for headshot kill streaks. The global directives multiply that by as much as 125% if you run all 5. More XP means you level up faster, and each time you level up, you get a red star. Red stars are the currency you use to buy named item caches at the season vendor. Named item caches contain the best loot in the game, including DZ exclusives. And in order to amass those red stars, you want builds that will help you clear content quickly with the most possible amount of directives. And I have 8 max XP farm builds for you to have fun with all week. All these builds are tried and true, and versions of many of these have been used in past Reanimated events. Of course, I have updated them with current gear and talents and brought in some new builds to the series to represent season 11. I tested each of these builds on heroic with all directives in this live stream, and they even work without the Reanimated global event. They have wonderful survivability and are not going to need more power, but you can explore adding even more survivability if you like. The global event's power buff enables you to do so. This special build video is going to be a little different than our usual format. For one, to respect your time, I'm going to go faster by covering the builds at a higher level with minimal details to keep the video at a reasonable length. You will have everything you need to know to successfully assemble and use the build. There will be a short gameplay clip for each build. We have 8 builds to get through. Let's get into the first 4 now. This is the first headshot build for the Reanimated event. I'm calling Z-Day 1. And as you can see, it's a 6 skill tier, 1-shot chain killing build. It starts with sharpshooter to give you ammo regeneration, more headshot damage, and stability control. The primary weapon is the White Death. I got a scope on it, reload speed, and accuracy mod. Mine is at expertise level 17. It doesn't matter what yours is. We got weapon damage, headshot damage, and damage to targets out of cover. I recommend going with the talent Determine, which is going to allow you to chain kill off the body as of now. This might change in 17.2, but you have at least a few more weeks before they make that change. Take advantage. Otherwise, use Preservation for 20% more armor on kill. As a second weapon, I'm using the Hunting M44. You can also use another White Death or whatever your other favorite sniper is. Damage to targets out of cover, and I'm using Future Perfect to go into overcharge every 90 seconds. You only need to use this once every 90 seconds. For a pistol, I'm using the Regulus. Use whatever you want. For this build, you want to use the Memento Exotic Backpack. You can also use the Ninja Bike Exotic Backpack as well if you like. If you don't have either exotic backpack, look at using any of these 3 backpacks. Araldi, Walker, Bellstone, and put on Vigilance or Bloodsucker. We're using the Memento Exotic Backpack because we want that 30% skill efficiency to make our skills stronger and give them more duration. We also need that 3% armor regen. It's our only source of heals on this build, and that's all you're gonna need. You don't need more. Don't add armor on kill unless you decide to go with Preservation. And we're getting 30% weapon damage when we have all of our stacks, and the enemy can't take that away even if they shoot you. I have a headshot damage mod here. We're running 3 pieces of HOTSHOT. This is a new season 11 gear set. This gives us 30% marksman rifle damage, amazing, and 30% handling, even more amazing. And for the third piece, we're getting headshot damage. I got a skill tier, headshot damage, and a headshot damage mod. Here are the gloves. It's another piece of HOTSHOT. I have a skill tier and headshot damage. Here are the knees. It's my final piece of HOTSHOT. It's got weapon damage and headshot damage. I'm running the Picaro's holster to pick up another weapon damage core equivalent, and I got headshot damage and a skill tier. This is giving us skill haste. This is my second piece of Brazos, which is giving us another skill tier. I got a skill tier on this one. I got armor regen, headshot damage, and more headshot damage. And of course, we're running headhunter Headhunter. This is vital for your one-shot chain killing capabilities, and this gives you 1,250% damage cap from your last killing blow's damage. We got an assault turret and an attack drone for our skills. These are both 6-tier skills. They're going to get stronger because of the 30% skill efficiency that gives you skill damage, skill duration, and skill haste, and more. For our primary weapon, we got 325% headshot damage. That is sufficient. For the mechanics on this build, once you get specialization ammo, you want to take your first shot with your TAC 50. That's going to fully buff your Headhunter chest piece talent and then allow you to easily chain kill using your primary weapon. Once you have determined proc, which requires a headshot first, you will then be able to chain kill from body shots or anywhere you hit on the enemy. Rinse and repeat that mechanic as needed. Note, you do not need to power up your skills any more than the build is already configured. You can if you like with some sub attributes, or add more weapon handling if you like, or protection from elites. Those are all recommended with the power buffs the event will give you. But whatever you do, don't lose your one-shot chain kill capability. That's the most important part of the build. If you're looking to be part of a strong, positive community, then I have you covered. Join Tux's Discord. We're not elitists, and we're so much more than just clans and raids. Tux's Discord continues to grow as the central hub for the player base that loves this game and wants to see it thrive. And if you love builds, this is the spot. Also, join Tux's Players Club to support the channel, the cause, while getting access to member perks and extra content like gaming music playlists. Click the join button below. Here is the second build of this series of 4. It also has a sharpshooter specialization. The primary weapon is the Mantis Exotic. We have damage to targets out of cover on that, of course, and this is really all about that unlimited decoy. So headshot kills reset the cooldown of the decoy, and the whole build is tailored around that. The second weapon is the White Death. Use whatever you like. I have determined on this. I'm using it with no scope. Use whatever pistol that you like. I have the D50 with determined. This one also has the memento. We're using it for all the long-term buffs and the short-term buffs the way I'm playing, but mostly the long-term. So we get 30% weapon damage they can't take away from us when we get all of our memento stacks, which just tops out at 30. We have 10% bonus armor per blue core if we're playing out of cover, but the long-term buffs are going to give us 3% armor regen. And then we have the 30% skill efficiency, and that's what I'm really after because that gives us skill duration, helping our decoy last longer. I have a headshot damage mod on this. I'm running 2 pieces of hotshots now for that marksman rifle damage and the weapon handling. This has weapon damage and headshot damage on it. The gloves have weapon damage and headshot damage. This is my final piece of hotshots. I'm running the Murakami knee pads. These have skill duration, weapon damage, armor regen, and headshot damage. These are the Emperor's Guard Murakami knee pads. They're Dark Zone exclusives. You can get them by farming those red stars and buying named item caches, or by going into the Dark Zone. For this, we are using that skill duration for our decoy and that armor regen for our character. The armor regen is our only source of health on this build, and it's sufficient. Bellstone is my chest piece for an additional 1% armor regen. This brings the build to a total of 5% armor regen. More than enough. We have armor, headshot damage, weapon handling, and more headshot damage. I'm running Headhunter, again, for that 1,250% cap from that last killing blow's damage. In order to do this, you need to make sure you have at least 150% headshot damage, which we have more than enough on this. The holster is the Picaro's holster. It's one piece of Brazos giving us skill haste, a little helpful. We have armor, weapon handling, and weapon damage. Notice I added extra weapon handling to this build. That's because I wanted that Mantis extra stable, because I like using it while I am moving, which is difficult to do. You don't have to do that, but extra weapon handling is always helpful, even for those faster reloads. This is all about the decoy, so make sure you have that equipped. This will bypass the scavenge skills directive. This is an all directive build and will earn you lots of XP. It's the easiest sniper to use, so if you're a newer player to snipers, then you want to run this build. The mechanics of this build are the same. Start with your TAC 50, get that first headshot with it, and that will help you reach the full cap on your chest piece talent Headhunter in a single kill. Then switch to your Mantis and continue going from there. Here is the third build of the series of 4. It also uses sharpshooter specialization, and I recommend sticking to that. For one, it gives you a killing power at range. We're also using it for the mechanic. The primary weapon on this build is actually the M870 shotgun. I have weapon handling, reload speed, and more reload speed. It has 5 rounds in the mag with a base damage at 1.3 million. We have pummel, 3 consecutive kills, refill the magazine, and grants 40% weapon damage for 10 seconds. Plenty of damage, but we're really after that auto reload. Because this is a run and gun, I am still recommending the Memento backpack for the 3 cores. I have headshot damage, and on this one, we will be playing into those short-term buffs. We're gonna have the 30% weapon damage. They can't take away from us, and 10% bonus armor per blue core. We have 3 of those, so that's 30% bonus armor on kill that will last for 10 seconds. Then we will have the 3% armor regen on top of that. We're gonna get 5% skill efficiency per skill tier. We have 2 of those, and we're gonna have 30% full skill efficiency when we're at 30 stacks. That's part of your survivability, and that skill efficiency is definitely gonna be helping our skills. I am using the riot foam. This is gonna help you land those headshots with that shotgun a lot easier, and it just cuts out the BS. And for the other skill, I'm using the Crusader shield. This will allow you to play a little bit faster and face off with the enemies. We're using 4 pieces of Hunter's Fury for shotgun damage, armor on kill, and Apex Predator, which is gonna give us 20% amplified damage to enemies standing within 15 meters. And then we're gonna get more amplified damage on kill, as well as a staggering debuff. We have weapon damage, headshot damage, and I have protection from elites on this one. Our second piece is the gloves with armor and more headshot damage. The knees, armor, more headshot damage. And for the holster, I have a skill tier with headshot damage. That skill tier is optional. It helps me get another riot foam canister. And for the chest piece, I decided to go with Providence to get my shotgun up to 150% headshot damage. I have weapon damage, headshot damage, weapon handling, more headshot damage, and of course Headhunter for that 1250% cap from the last killing blows damage. Again, the mechanics are the same. Pull out your TAC 50 to start the engagement, get that headshot kill to fully proc your Headhunter talent. Then switch over to your M870 shotgun and go to town. With this one, I recommend running 4 directives so that you can maintain your skills. The next build is a beast. It's also using the sharpshooter specialization. This one is built around the 1886 rifle. It's got reload speed on it and damage to targets out of cover. And of course, determined, allowing you to chain kill off of the body or the head, but go much, much faster. Of course, we're using the memento and we got protection from elites everywhere. This has got the 3 cores on it. We're playing into the short-term buffs, especially bonus armor. We are going to get 10% bonus armor per blue core. We have 6 of those. That's insane. You're gonna get insane amounts of bonus armor and 3% armor regen, which is over 50,000 armor regen per second, and all the survivability you need. You can have 30% weapon damage and 30% skill efficiency as well. This is built off of 4 pieces of Tip of Spear, which gives you signature weapon damage, and 20% more increased total weapon damage by 20% for 60 seconds, and automatically generates more signature weapon damage every 60 seconds. You can have armor, headshot damage, and more protection from elites here. Our second piece is armor and more headshot damage. The knees, more armor and headshot damage. And last, the holster, armor, and headshot damage. The chest piece is Chain Killer. I have armor, weapon handling, headshot damage, and more protection from elites. Protection from elites is going to help that bonus armor. Don't worry about it being perfect protection from elites. If you don't have an armored up Chain Killer, don't sweat it. Just go with one with weapon damage. It doesn't matter. Perfect Headhunter, which is going to allow us to have the same 1250% cap of our last killing blows damage. The mechanics are the same. Use your TAC 50. This time you're going to have to shoot twice. Once to activate Tip of Spear when you first get going, and then the second shot will be a kill shot. Then switch over to your rifle. Once you get 1 or 2 trophies stacked in your memento, you should be chain killing very consistently. With the event turned on, you won't even need those because of the extra headshot damage it gives you. You do want to play with your decoy and your fixer drone. You should be able to run all directives with this one. It has a ton of survivability. That bonus armor goes crazy high. This is going to be one of your favorites. This SMG build kills so fast, they poop their pants.
Follow me.